Hi, everyone. Happy August. It's August 1st. Welcome. And I am going to just tune into myself a little bit and pull a couple of cards so we can connect with our heart center and our bodies together as collective bodies and connecting with Mother Gaia and the heavens. All right. So the card that I pulled today is faith. Can you see that in the picture? It's an interesting card. I have pulled this many times actually this year. It's an interesting card that just keeps popping up in my life. And I see this as like a person letting go of the swing or maybe trying to jump and reach for it. Can be seen as both ways, can it? And I think it just depends on where you're at in your life. Are you letting go because you're working on your faith and trust? Or you decided to leap and reach for something that will get you to the next stage? And what it says, my life is divinely guided. My life is divinely guided. Well, I would say this is where we're at right now. And it's an interesting time to come together. August 1st. It's a powerful month in terms of lots of remembering of losses actually and deaths. I always think of the Nagasaki and Hiroshima bombing in the early times in August. So it's basically right sandwiching the August 8th, the Lion's Gate. So the Hiroshima was on the 7th, and then the Nagasaki was on the 9th. And so I always kind of think of this kind of broke open the world that we live in right now. I really think that when the nuclear weapons were used, many things shattered and broke, and the new beginning started. So as we welcome this month, a particularly powerful month, but especially like Lionsgate on August 8th, and many cosmic level star systems, but our earthly systems begin to shift. Remember where you come from. Remember your past. Don't abandon that. And I recently was reading a Japanese article that said we actually die twice. And what that means is that, and at first I was thinking we die twice. But basically what this article was saying is that when we don't remember our past and when we don't remember our ancestors, and this has nothing to do with whether you know your ancestors or not, because if we go back far enough, we're all one and we are one. So remembering this Mother Gaia, remembering that all elements are your ancestors. You are the stars, you are the water, you are the air you breathe in, you're the ground you walk on, you're made out of minerals, and you are made out of all these elements. So remember them, remember the earth. And when you don't take the time to remember what's been lost, what's been forgotten, what has passed, and we just constantly look to the future and look for things to improve and look for approvals and constantly trying to escape what it is here now, we die twice. That's what basically the article was talking about. Remembering our ancestors especially this month is very important for that. So please do that. In Japan, we celebrate our ancestors and the ones that have passed in August. Mid to late August is a very important time for us. So different cultures have a different practices, but it's just one of those things that I wanted to share with you, that you don't let our ancestors die twice. Okay. And let's go into today. And if you're here and if you could hear me, please feel free to chat. I did open up the chat so you can say hi. And if you come across some things that you want me to clarify, please let me know. And today, Chris is out of town, so I'm just doing this by myself. And we will be doing a call again, which I'd like to actually address hair loss a little bit that is connected to COVID hair loss. I'm seeing several of my clients having hair loss that is directly connected to COVID. And also, you can go into ascension symptoms as well. Part of the ascension expressions can be hair loss. And that's been a pretty interesting topic for me to explore with my own hair and my own hair loss that I went through. And it's recovering, but it's been slow to recover, and the ebb and flow. I'd like to address that. So we'll be back with those kind of topics as well. Thank you. I see you guys showing up. Okay. And then first, I highly recommend that I ended up doing this for myself too, but I highly recommend you rewatch February 8th call that I did on Water Tiger Ear. This was to celebrate this year as more of a Chinese New Year, the lunar calendar year. And we did a call on February 7th, and it was posted on February 8th. So please look into that. And the first maybe 20 minutes or so, it's really important that you re-listen to that. This is the year that is bridging year. This is not possibly the year that dramatic shifts are going to change in your life, but this is a preparatory year, which I repeated on that February call. And you're bridging the old and new. You're bridging your subconsciousness with the conscious mind. You're bridging your frontal life with the back life. You're balancing your future with your past and remain in the now. And, when I think of the tiger, like water tiger, which can swim, which can climb, obviously walk, run, hunt, relax, nap. It's like able to do a lot of different things with the different elements, from bridging the water element to the earthly element as well. So I think that's kind of what we're learning to do. We're learning to swim, but we're learning to walk, to navigate our lives using different tools and different skills and different means. So this does not necessarily mean that you want to just go and sign up for all different things and you learn all these things, but it's more like tuning back into yourself. Like I said during the new moon call, that you want to illuminate your inner wisdom. You want to illuminate your inner light, your own expertise, your own strength and power that you came into this world with, and to revisit that and really activate that within you. So there's a little bit of action, not even a little bit, but action is required. Again, this is something that I talked about early on this year, is that action is required this year. And if you don't take the action, and I even said it on the call in February, but tiger will come and hunt you down, and it will make you run or make you fight or make you stand up for yourself. So make sure that you are illuminating your own geniuses, your own possibilities by taking actions. And in February, I recommended that you plant the seeds that you like for them to germinate and then to finally open up by May. And so I hope many of you did that. By the end of May, hopefully you had some sense of, this is the seed, or these are the seeds that I want to plant, so that I can show up to my life. And, this is when August is kind of July was too, but the August is very important that you revisit what you planted, not to go dig it up or anything, because some things may take a little bit longer. It may not be doing much yet, but that doesn't mean it's not going to do anything. It may just be planted right now. So make sure that the elements, the earthly elements, are being supported so that the seeds that you planted have enough nutrients, have enough power to do what it needs to do, what they need to do. And this is a good timing. I was tuning into myself, and like I said, the card I pulled was faith today, and my life is divinely guided. This is something you want to really feel it in your heart center, because maybe some of you are feeling frustrated, some of you are feeling a little bit nervous, some of you are feeling like, I don't know where I'm going with this, and it's like a free fall, right? But this is when you've got to have the faith to jump on that swing or let go from the swing. Okay. And because you're on the journey to finding and discovering the authentic you, the unique expression of you. And it's very new to all of us. Like, we're discovering something about us that we might have gotten the glimpses of when you were really, really young, like before kindergarten. You might have had the sense, but since you've forgotten. So you're trying to find your true, authentic expression now. And I think what gets in the way of not shining your inner light and your true soul expression are trying to fit in. That's number one. Trying to fit in, because we all want to belong. We want to belong in our bodies, in our communities, in the people around you, in the society. I mean, this is a natural desires that all of us have. But if we go after trying to fit in, you're going the wrong direction. You took the wrong turn, because belonging is a very different journey than trying to just fit in. And to belong can be a lifetime experience. It may take a lifetime to literally find where you belong. But where you want to start with is always your body. It is your physical body, your energetic body, your mind, mental, emotional body, and your energetic body. You've got to come back and you got to find your own fit in this. Chris was actually working on the essay several years ago that was called No Fit But This. And I think that's what we're finding. No fit but this. That's what you're finding right now. So revisit your commitment to what you were trying to do this year. What was it that you put aside to make sure you attend to? And stop waiting for others to point the flashlight for you to illuminate, which I talked about a little bit during the new moon call. And another thing I see that will get in the way would be looking for comfort. So many of us are really uncomfortable with discomfort. So we find ways to veer off of it or choose another route that won't make you feel uncomfortable. But if you're always looking for comfort, then you're always going to be in the lukewarm water. And, I don't know if you've ever tried making pastas with the lukewarm water. It's never going to boil and never going to cook it. The lukewarm water isn't going to cook up your rice. It just doesn't come out right. So instead of looking for something just comfortable and easy, challenge yourself, reconnect with yourself and say, what can I do that I'm taking a risk for myself. Okay. And we are so fearful of making mistakes and appearing dumb and, incapable and less. But this is when I'm going to pull up that card again, everyone. Have that faith. Okay. Faith in the divine timing, faith in the fact that you are supported. You really are. I felt that a lot in the last 2 weeks. And, this is when I do believe that since the new moon, I have talked about this, but reconnect with your circadian rhythm. If you're not waking up till in the afternoon, you've got to change the way you're using this and abusing this body. I mean, it's a form of, to me, when you can't live your life from a circadian rhythm of the sunrise and sunset, there's a self-abuse that's going on, and you've got to correct that, and you've got to correct that ASAP. And that's your responsibility. Nobody can do that for you. And one more thing that will dim your light, your inner light, will be playing small. um this playing small will take you away from your true expressions, but your true center. When you play small and you just hide, your posture becomes hiding, your atmosphere becomes like you're cocooned in, you're not taking up the space, taking the real estate that you deserve to stand on. Then you go away, in a way, you dilute the truth, dilute the center of your expressions. So really come back to not playing small. And this was a very clear guidance that I received from my inner wisdom that said, Masami, take your seat at the table. That's what it said. And I said, all right, I'm going to write that down. Take your seat at the table, because you belong at the table. And your full presence and your full attention and your attendance at the table is more needed, much more needed than ever before in the human history. And when I did that, I thought, this is interesting. And I was just looking up, do you say take your seat at the table in English, or, given the seat at the table? But my inner guide definitely said, take your seat at the table, not given. Um, and then that's what led me to researching, how do I say it? Is it the given or a take? And then that led me to this beautiful quote by the 1970s New York Congressperson. Her name is Shirley Chisholm, and her first name was Shirley. And she said this, and I thought, wow, this is fabulous. It says, if they don't give you a seat at the table, bring a folding chair. If they don't give you a seat at the table, bring a folding chair. Okay. So bring your folding chair and set it by that table where you belong. Okay. And, how do you take the seat at the table matters. This is when I think this month is going to be so important that you stay focused on what was it that you were trying to do this year? What was it that you were trying to be? And what is it that you were trying to, or committed to even, focus on this year? So stay focused, renew your focus, recharge yourself this month, particularly till the full moon. This is a very important time to recharge, refuel, and renew your body. Different bodies that I talked about, energy body to emotional body to spiritual body to cosmic body. Make the commitment to renew that you belong at the table, and reconnect with your own laughters, expressions, joy, all that, and reassess where you've been, how are you going to course correct things. It's a constant course corrections, isn't there? Just a few degrees you veer off, and then you just bring yourself back. And maybe the course needs to be reassessed as well. So make sure you're rebalancing that. Maybe what you thought you wanted to do has changed, so you need to rebalance that. And this is how you can get unstuck. This is when you find the seat at the table that is for you, that is set aside for you. And if it's not, you bring your folding chair, right? And don't get distracted by other people's credentials, titles, maybe their income level, their presence, whatever. It's like, I got into that a little bit too. And I had to say to myself, okay, come back to being me. illuminate me, and let go of the lure of fear of missing out. So this is when you're just chasing after all kinds of things, because it comes from, you don't feel like you belong at the table, that there's something missing in you, that something is lacking in you. No one else can be you. Okay. So don't allow others to define you. And I think this is why a lot of shifts are happening right now. And it's been really complicated. And I would say, I would even put it in the category of ascension symptoms or ascension expressions, but also, even it's not ascension expressions, there's a lot of physical tweaking that is going on. Many people that I work with have gotten another round of COVID. Many people are struggling with the aches and pains. I've been dealing with my own physical pain for about the last 3 days, pretty like strong waves of physical pain. So, I think this is when we need to reassess, come back, and this is such a profound year for us to bridge who we have been and who we are becoming. So don't lose sight of that as you stand in the middle, which is your heart center. This is where you stand, which is the nowness. And the last thing I wanted to say is I think in the spiritual communities, and a lot of us that been talking about how the earthly matters are changing, the universe is changing, there are vibrational shifts, and then we're going from a 5D expressions to, 3D expressions to 5D. But, we kind of have to remember there's a 4D in the middle too. And I actually believe that we're not at the tipping point yet. We're not. And so if you're getting too worked up and say, when is it going to come? When is it going to come? When is the, light is going to shift? And well, it is already shifting, but it's coming so gradually that it's not quite at the tipping point. So don't lose sight of that. Don't lose your presence in that. Don't get bogged down and disappointed by that. No, we're given many chances to reassess, reconnect, maybe rebalance, take the risks that we need to be taking, and recharge, so that we are preparing ourselves for the future, and we're preparing our future that is coming, right? Even long after you've moved on from this physical body, from this earth. We have a duty. We all have this duty to really take care of who I am, who this is, what this earth is, and everything that you encounter. Please take care of this. Don't take it for granted. Okay. So I think there are a lot more things I can say, but this month is going to be, it will start out a little more gently. So I think that's going to be nice for a lot of us that felt like the last several months has been just really tough, like a, water tiger constantly having to swim. But the water tiger might be able to come up to the surface and maybe, shake off the body and get dried up a little bit for the, at least till about the full moon. So really enjoy that gentle, kind, energetic feels that are all embracing all of us. Okay. All right. So that's what I have. And something blocked and allow. I'm just reading one comment here. Allow energy medicine. Okay. Imagine to heal and created a new health mystery lump on deal with. Okay. I'm not quite sure what that means, so I am not going to attend to that, but thank you, everyone. I think that's all I got today, and I hope this was helpful for all of you, and come back to resetting and recharging and renewing your commitment to being you. Okay. Illuminating you. All right. I will talk to you very soon. Bye.